What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw recap. We started off with Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre in the ring. Baron Corbin runs down the crowd about Thanksgiving. Then they go on to talk about the beatdown of Braun Strowman. We then have a taped video of Braun Strowman where he says he will beat up Corbin, Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Baron Corbin runs his mouth about being permanent GM. The lights go out, and Elias appears up on stage. He plays a song about Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush pointing at his ass and says that Bobby Lashley sucks. This brings us to our first match, Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Lio Rush are at ringside. This is an match. Elias went for the pin. Lio Rush pulls a referee out of the ring. The referee disqualifies Lashley, and Baron Corbin gets on the microphone and says this is a no DQ match. The match restarts. Elias starts to rally, but Baron Corbin attacks Elias from behind. Then, of course, we get the beatdown from Lashley, Corbin, and McIntyre. Drew McIntyre gives Elias an Alabama slam onto the steps. Bobby Lashley gives him a spear, throws him into the ring, and pins him. Get used to this because we'll be seeing a lot of that tonight. Then we have a backstage segment where Alexa Bliss sucks up to Baron Corbin. Corbin makes her in charge of the entire women's division. We then have a video package recapping the Ambrose Rollins story. Then we have Ambrose in the doctor's office, running his mouth and getting shots. We then go back to the announcer's table where Corey Graves is grilling Renee Young about info for Dean Ambrose. Good going, WWE. We have our first women's announcer on Raw, and this is what we're doing. Awesome. Good shot. We then have the Lucha House Party versus the Revival. Again. If you saw last week, you saw this one. Lucha House Party won. Yay. We then have Nia Jax and Tamina coming out. Jax talks about Becky Lynch and the face breaker shit, then switches over to Ronda Rousey. Honestly, I muted this entire thing until Ronda Rousey came out. Rousey tells Jax that her luck ran out. She's going to rip her arm off and beat Charlotte Flair with it. She then challenges Jax to a match. Nia Jax says no, runs her mouth some more, blah, blah, blah. Tamina and Jax corner her. Natalya comes out to try to save, but the Riott Squad comes out and beats up Natalya. I am seriously, like half of these feuds I'm done with. We then have more Drake Maverick piss talk, which leads us to our next match. The Authors of Pain versus Chad Gable and Bobby Roode for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So we're seeing this match again, albeit this time it's for the tag belts. Early in the match, Drake Maverick makes off with Bobby Roode's robe. He runs backstage, runs into the bathroom, and pisses on it. Apparently this whole thing brings the entire match to a complete and total stop, as Bobby Roode is getting angry about it. After this whole ordeal, Akam gets the pin on Bobby Roode. Seriously, I mean, done. I mean, it was funny at first, the whole piss thing. Okay, haha, funny. Can we fucking move on with this shit? We then have Alicia Fox with Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers in her corner versus Ember Moon with their new mixed match challenge partner Kurt Hawkins in her corner. Surprisingly, we finally have a decent match. Albeit it was a short one, it was pretty good. Ember Moon hit the Eclipse and got the pin. Like I said, finally we have a decent match, and it's a women's match on top of that. Take that, men's division. After the match, Kurt Hawkins is celebrating like he won the Super Bowl. Then Oe Jose comes out with the conga line. I kind of forgot he was still employed by the WWE. And we have our next match, Jinder Mahal versus No Way Jose. This is a glorified squash match. Jinder Mahal hit the Colossus, got the pin, and No Way Jose goes back to obscurity. We then have Seth Rollins coming out to issue his open challenge. He says he's done chasing Dean Ambrose. Thank God. Can we just get done with this one though? Calls anyone out, and Dolph Ziggler comes out. So here's our next match for the IC title, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. In the immortal words of Linkin Park,
yeah, here we go for the 100th time.
I swear I've seen this match somewhere before. I sure hope you like headlocks. That being said, this was actually a decent match. There was a lot of action. Dolph Ziggler went to the top rope, but was intercepted by Seth Rollins, who gave him a superplex and a Falcon Arrow combo and got the win. Then we have Alexa Bliss coming out for a Q&A. She calls out Sasha Banks and Bayley. She asks the crowd for questions, which absolutely nobody put their hands up, maybe a dozen people or so. There was, however, a plant question asking if they could change anything in the women's division, what would it be? Bayley says she wouldn't change anything. Sasha Banks says the one thing she would change is she would send Alexa Bliss back to SmackDown. Alexa Bliss tried to turn it around towards Bayley, blah, blah, blah.
And to make a long story short, too late.
Mickie James, Alicia Fox, and Dana Brooke, who's made another turn. I guess she's also the new Big Show. They come in and attack Sasha Banks and Bayley, but the faces prevail and clean house. I seriously don't know where this was going, but alright. We then go to our main event of the night, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. It's Headlock-a-thon Part 2. Finn Balor was starting to get the better of Baron Corbin, and Corbin gets on the microphone and says that this is now a handicap match, that his partner is Drew McIntyre. Bruh. Told you, shit was going to be changing a lot tonight. Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore kick on Finn Balor. He gets the pin. Then Bobby Lashley comes out, and all three of them beat down on Finn Balor. McIntyre, Lashley, and Corbin stand tall over a broken Finn Balor, and we end tonight's Raw.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, this sucked. Out of the entire night, there was only 2 matches that were decent. Everything else was a waste of goddamn fucking time. This was a train wreck, an absolute train wreck. I don't even have to say I hope SmackDown's better tomorrow because it can't be much worse than tonight. But I'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.